Should I show you what I'm seeing?
I'm afraid. Okay, show me. Oh my God.
I'm so rude.
There we go. Is that better?
Is this better? Okay, and now I want to put, there's a way to have us both on the screen at the same time. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted.
All right. Well.
Hello. Hi.
Wow, this stuff, boy, oh boy. So where do I put the headphone jack in? I'm just playing. Well, first of all, how are you?
I'm super good. Kimo Villarimo.
Oh my God. It's been like, the last time I saw you was the last time I saw you.
And that was exactly as long ago as we both remember it separately.
Wow, deep stuff.
Thank you for chatting with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's like when people decide to do this kind of teleconferencing thing, I'm so curious how they decide which room to use, because I know it's just like good Wi-Fi or you have the Ethernet. Oh, actually, that's what I should have done, is like plug in the Ethernet, because then it wouldn't be dropping off and the sound quality will be solid.
Well, I mean, you know, you're the tech person there, so the engineer, as it were.
The more you make me laugh, the less crunches I have to do. So Kimo Villarimo is, to me, such a great guy. Well, you know what makes him a great guy? You know what makes you a great guy?
I'm wondering.
Lisa, Noah, and Mia.
That, you know, that is so true. That is, without them collectively, I'm pretty much nobody.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm only friends with Kimo because of his wife and kids. That's just like. But before that whole dynamic, it was because we worked at a radio station in Kailua many years ago, in the late 1990s.
Yes, it was Radio Free, when Radio Free came. But I remember you, Kathy, and I share this with you when I remember to tell you, is I remember you from the Jelly days when I was over at the, I used to come in to do spots for Norm.
I'm sorry, I have to leave the conversation now. So with Norm, I only remember going over to Queen Street at the KIKI or something.
That's where I was. Yeah, when you used to come in with your combat boots, fishnet stockings, and you know, I mean, you made such a what's the word I'm looking for? A mark on. And so those were fond memories, though. I mean, you know, you have never left my consciousness from then on.
That's so funny. Yeah, I remember years later when I would meet people, when I worked at the record store at Jelly's at 404 Pecoy, and then becoming friends, you know, they're grown-ups now kind of thing. And they'd be like, I said, oh, so how was it that we know each other's like, well, it's before Radio Free Hawaii. It was, you used to hand me cassette tapes at Jelly's. And I'm like, oh yeah. I go, how was I as a employee? And I would inevitably be like, you were like really mean. And I'm like, yeah, I was. So rude. So rude.
But
yeah.
You've added to my vernacular, you know, with your wordage and stuff.
I would just say words incorrectly, and I say it with confidence because that's how I roll.
No, but you sell it so well that it becomes part of everyone's, or as far as mine. I mean, one word in particular that I hold on to this day.
Oh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
Yeah, it's the F word.
Fringalinga.
No, fungalunga.
Actually, the birthplace of that one, I want to say it was like Sean Speedy Lopez at Radio Free.
It's an endearing word.
Fungalunga. Hey, Fringa. awesome. Oh my gosh. So when I worked with Kimo, the first time I worked with Kimo Villarimo was in 1996.
Was it back in the 1900s? Oh my geez.
1996,
Really?
and I was doing overnights. I was doing overnights at KRTR, and you were doing 7 to midnight, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, doing love songs. That's right.
Yeah. And the lineup, the way I remember it, was Michael Q sang and Carrie Steele, and then Carrie did middays, and then Kimo. Was it Kimo in the afternoon, or was it Austin?
It wasn't it Bill Carpenter for a bit there?
Bill Carpenter.
Yeah, it was Bill Carpenter.
Oh, you know what? There was another Carpenter. Steve Carpenter.
Yeah, Steve Carpenter. He worked weekends.
He did Sundays. Yes, and he was just like, I want to find him. And then, then we can wrap this up. Let's wrap this up, Kimo. Where's Steve Carpenter?
Yeah. Wow. Geesh. I haven't thought.
But yeah, you were,
so yeah, back in the day, gosh. At Putty Palms Plaza.
Well, how did you get not how did you get the gig, but you were there for a number of seasons before I got there. The lineup was established. And so before you were doing nights there, or when did you get there, and like your radio history before that?
How I got there was I had left FM 100 KCCN, and so me and Duke Duvachel took on bringing 105 KINE on. And so we used to be down on, what is that, Alakea, where the old K-Boy studios were. Is that Alakea? No, what is that?
I want to say they were on Bishop Street.
Okay, yeah, you're right then.
Yeah.
And so...
is that confidence? Kids, say things with confidence, even if you're wrong. Even if you're like, 35 maybe.
But that was, they needed to move out of that studio over on Bishop. And so we moved it over to the Putty Palms Plaza. And that started my tenure being at that location. And then, the revolving door of radio, the way it is, KINE got sucked up and got bought out by FM 100 and that property. And then I was kind of gigless for a little bit, but Austin, the
Austin Valley.
Austin Valley brought me on and said, hey, I got an overnight position. You want to, and I was like, yeah, I was looking for a gig. And so I came on, did overnights, and then ended up being the morning show producer for Brock Whaley when he was over at Crater.
Shut it down. When was he on the air there? Or was that the sister station?
No, that was prior to Michael.
Really?
Yeah, that was prior to Michael and Carrie.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Brock Whaley. And then,
so what year was that?
Oh, somewhere in the 1900s, I'm going to say. Everything's a blur at this point. You're asking me to go into my Rolodex.
You didn't tell me my hair looked like that. Damn it.
No, but you always look fantab. I'm just saying.
I have to remember to sit up.
And then, let's see. So, yeah, Brock was doing mornings. And then, let's see. Then Malin Moore did afternoons. I mean, middays. And then I think it was Bill Carpenter who did afternoons, if I'm not mistaken. And then Austin brought in Kimo Akane to do some consulting work. And so at that point, Kimo just kind of graced me and, he said, hey, what do you think? 7 midnight love songs. And I'm like, that's so not me.
That's what we all say, yeah.
And then
every programmer, I think you'd be a great fit with a kind of romantical at night. How dare you? How?
Yeah. I'm a hard sell guy. And then and then I got the gig, and it grew on me. It was like I really enjoyed it, and the rest is history. I would put people to sleep and get paid for it.
When you were doing 7 to midnight, and I was doing overnights, and the pressure of cleaning the cart heads.
What are those things?
Pulling music for the first hour of whoever's shift it was, and but I remember, but Michael Cusang was very particular about how he wanted things, so I was just very conscious of it. I just wanted to just have things set, and as soon as I made eye contact with him in the building, I would just make sure that I had everything ready to do the changeover, because back then you had to be pushing the button.
Yeah.
You couldn't just song to go over the top of the hour. It's like, okay, bye, gotta go.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, those are the good times though. Cart machines. Oh my gosh. Wow, cart machines. And yeah, wow, that was back in the 1900s. Geez.
But cart machines and CDs, but no, we didn't play any vinyl then anyway.
Yeah, vinyl had kind of moved out already for the most part in the studio, But yeah, I remember you had a magic concoction that you would use so that you could, keep your energy level for the overnights.
Did I punch myself in the face?
Maybe you threw in a couple of those, but I know you had a concoction of grapefruit juice and coffee, which would keep you going all evening.
Grapefruit juice and coffee? But I mean, a lot of things where people remind me of, so I'm like, oh wow, I remember drinking a lot of coffee though. But.
Yeah, it was coffee and grapefruit juice. You said there was some kind of symbiotic relation that made it so that you could stay up all night. I don't know.
Wow, that is.
And I totally believe you.
I told you.
Yes.
And well, actually, where are you? Which room of your home are you chatting with me at?
This is actually the dungeon. No, this is our closet / sewing room as of late, and my studio, if you will. So it's multi-purpose room, which is next to our bedroom. So kind of had to spark it up a little bit. Maybe put things away.
Either that, or you could just maybe just pull the screen a little bit tighter to you, and then it's just you see what's all the way
just
around.
Put my face right in the camera.
So you are enjoying. Oh, I think that's the response, or the way to state it is enjoying stay at home, work at home since March 25th, and you have 2 young children, Mia and Noah. Noah must be jonesing because he's a golfer. So
yes, but then he also believes he's a gamer. So he's spending a lot of time, and I'm trying to balance the two with both of the kids. They have to do, because there's remote learning that they have to do before they can touch any of their electronics. So trying to balance that out. We ask for a certain number of hours that they concentrate on doing that, and then in turn give them set number of hours that they can actually go on their electronics, and that's their way of interacting with their friends. Technology, oh my gosh, right? We're just freaking out. Yeah, right. Zoom? Zoom? So it's, and we're just having lunch before I got on here, and my kids were actually saying we actually miss school, and Mia kind of put it in more and clearer terms. I miss my friends at school. So and I totally get that, because I do miss looking at people. I mean, just in social settings, and I hope that this clears. I don't see it clearing sooner than later, But just for that fact of, being able to, there's something that, intangible of just being in presence of other people. And so I think that's what's kind of lacking right now, in my eyes anyway.
It's like that philosophical kind of thinking of if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? It's like
Right.
each of us, if we don't get that kind of eye-to-eye validation that I exist, like when they talk about like people seeing right through you, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
wild.
yeah, that human contact, right? We all need it. And so, and in I guess in substitute for that, they've created these platforms like Zoom, or whatever the case may be, any kind of socialing, through the internet and blah blah blah. How did we ever survive without the internet? Anyway, now that we have all these people,
car.
oh, that thing,
bus pass, be able to read one map and fold it up correctly. Yeah.
What is on map? Oh my gosh. Google Maps. Anyway, it's we need that, and so I find that the longer that this goes, I'm excited to wave at my neighbors because it's people. Hi, I see you got your mail. Yeah, the mailman came for me too. Yeah, we're on the same street. Okay, just checking.
I'm surprised that they don't allow certain sporting activities free reign, like a driving range, for example.
No, well, I mean, they did, and then they shut it down. So, like all, which was really, like they first started and with the municipal courses, they shut all the municipal courses. Then the military courses went down.
You would know because he's a golfer kind of guy. Continue.
And then like the private courses, I was surprised that they kept the private courses open as long as they did. And I understand it's all about revenue. I get that. We bring business to the revenue, to the, place, to the golf course. And so I totally get that. But as far as safety's sake, even though it's a solitary game, you're still with people within your vicinity. And so as a safety precaution, I guess they understood that they needed to do that, shut it down. So
yeah, especially responsible adults of drinking age, by the time you get to the front nine, it gets kind of messy. So I mean, those virtual high fives become like fist bumps in no time. So
yeah, no, I'm glad you validated that of drinking age.
Yes.
But yes, no, for real, you play solo with other people, if that makes sense. And it is a social, while it is competitive, it is a social game. That's
this is
really,
what you really wanted to talk about. You needed somebody to talk about golf. I'll talk to you about golf. I don't. Okay. I tried playing for a couple of years. I actually gave away my my golf club set.
You did?
Yeah, I donated it. So, but I'm still a fan of Adam Scott.
Okay.
Beautiful swing and that winning smile.
Well, we need to get you back out there, Kathy. I was hoping that one day we would be able to go and chase the white little ball, that would have been.
I'm just like a super fan of like anytime it goes into those sand bunker things.
The
because
bunkers,
I'm like, I'm really good at that. I'm really good at getting out of the sand, but just getting it too like close to the green, not so much. It takes me about a lot of strokes because I don't have the power. But my short game is madness. So good.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good. So, all right, maybe one day we'll go to Bayview or something, and then because it's a shorter course. And
I would just like drop my ball like if it's like 50 yards from the green because it would take me that long. It would just be. It's not a good look.
Okay. Well, you get your money's worth. Let's put it that way, then, right? If you're playing per stroke, you get your money's worth.
I think it's like I get my money back That's pretty much how it is. It's amazing. I'm that not proficient. How is your wife Lisa doing? Is she still at?
Yes, she is. She works in the clinic at and um, because of just being in the hot zone, if you will.
Mm.
I do have my concerns. I do worry for her every day, and this goes out to anybody who is providing any kind of health service or frontline worker face to face. We just went to go pick up fast food, and I wanted to say thanks to the guys over at Wendy's just for being there, because they are putting themselves in harm's way. So anybody who's actually doing any kind of public service,
Interacting with the public, yeah.
Yeah, I applaud you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without you, the entire world would come to a standstill. Yes, we do need our first responders and everything else, but you guys keep, guys at Costco. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? Gee whiz! We passed Costco today, and the line was like it was worse than Disneyland.
What's Disneyland? It's been that long.
But as far as going back to Lisa, she's at the clinic, and every day, things evolve, and they have their challenges as well. They want to be mindful of using their PPEs, the personal protective equipment, and they only have a finite number that they can use, and so they want to be mindful as how they use it, be smart, and there's all kinds of, you never know, right? You don't know. You can't look at somebody and say, well, that person's got it, or is showing a sign or whatever. So every day, it's concerning. I do worry, but we do have a disinfecting routine when she comes home, to make sure that she doesn't come in with it on, if you will, potential. So this is the reality of what this time is. Yesterday, Lisa found out that her cousin in LA had passed because of this virus. 2 weeks prior to that, her aunt, which is her cousin's mom, one that just passed, she passed away from this virus. And then my sister-in-law's auntie, who lives here, she passed away. So, it's really super duper close to home. So it's like hypersensitive to me when I see people not adhering to the basic, laws as far as social distancing, wearing your mask, just proper behavior in this, time and space right now. So it's kind of upsetting to me, but people need to take this really seriously.
Yeah, it's been only 2 weeks really that everything has been pushed across statewide. And I think whenever I'm working, I remind people, it's just like, I know it's really comfortable that, maybe you haven't, that cough went away, maybe you're asymptomatic, so you should treat yourself as if, and, voluntary face masking. But, and I have to make sure that what I share on the radio isn't advising them like that this is the way you need to do it, because the rules are still, there's that wiggle room of like, it's a voluntary use of the face mask. However, I discovered that social physical distancing, I have been 10 feet away from people rather than 6 feet. Right, which I love. People are walking toward me. It's like, that's more than 6 feet. And I'm backing up. I'm like, I'm good.
Carry a stick. Hey, you're getting too close. Get them away.
How dare you?
No, but that's, that being said, and I showed you this. I don't know if you'll be able, but this, we have, we've
done. Do you have one for every day of the week?
Well, it would seem that way. My wife has created a sweatshop with the kids, and they're into it.
Their hands are so tiny.
We've actually been sewing, friends and families face masks,
Oh,
as
that's so
part of
cool.
their social activity. Trying to keep, give them activities to do, because it's either play on the electronics, do their homework, their distance learning, or stare at each other and fight. So, and siblings, right? So we got to give them tasks, and one of them is making these face masks.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's funny because you tell one person and it's like fire. Everybody wants one. Just so many hours in a day, right? I mean, we don't pay any child labor.
But you feed and clothe them.
I keep telling them that you have a place to lay down, so be thankful.
Look, feel around. It's very dry. Feel that? Feel that? No questionable breezes.
Yeah, we will call you when it's your break time. We'll let you know, and you will get, and you can use the entire 15 minutes, however you choose.
They never complain about recess during school, but yeah.
But yeah, so that's one of the things that we've been doing, trying to deal with this stay-at-home self-quarantining thing. And I have actually been out since the 20th of last month. And
today is April 9th, 2020, and I didn't get permission to start recording you. So
oh. No, you don't have my no. We gotta do
actually, what's neat is that this this Zoom, it only allows 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how much more time do we have?
I have to put in another quarter soon. So kids, a quarter is this it's about 35 now.
Okay, all right. First of all, thank you for reaching out, and I was excited. It said, another human wants to talk to me. I was so excited.
Humans want to talk to you, but now that the word is out, you better watch out. People are going to be texting you and calling you and emailing saying they want to do some FaceTime or something. Well, and then you're going to have to say, wakarimasen. Am I saying that right?
This truly is the reason why I got to radio, is because this face is made for radio. So,
hey, I still somewhat work in radio, and so
trust me,
all radio people.
No, Kathy, trust me. You have
La 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 la.
You have all the goods, Kathy. You know that.
I can't, and I won't. You don't stop. So what have you been doing for yourself to keep, like, in the pocket of, like, this is temporary. We're going to, get back to work, do different work. My wife's healthy. My kids are healthy. Everybody's good.
Yeah. To keep my sanity, I kind of have like a daily list of several things that I want to accomplish per day.
Oh, cool.
Whether it be I'm just going to go to the bank, go pick up peanut butter for my mom, or whatever the case may be. If I have, 3 things that I want to do every day, it kind of keeps me from going too stir crazy, I think that's what keeps me balanced, knowing that, and also trying to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner, being that I'm Mr. Mom now, that's what keeps me sane, I suppose,
This can or this can, this box with this rice.
Right.
Lisa's so lucky.
Yeah, and she never complains, because she knows that she'll go hungry. No, I'm just it's just
she can eat at work. That's why.
Yeah, but I enjoy it because I get to see the fruits of my labor. When the kids go, it's good, Dad. What is it called? I say, I don't know, but this is custom. I will never ever make it like this again. So, but they enjoy it, and that kind of puts me in the good frame of mind, and I go out and sit out in the sun in your driveway if that's what you need to
Oh,
do.
that's cool. Yeah, I should do that. Not
Go
in
out
your
and
driveway, but that's a good that's a good start.
I have a little pod where you can sit on my driveway, Kathy.
That'd just be
I'll clear a space for you. Yeah. But no, really go out and get out of the house. You need to get out of the house at some point. Don't make yourself a recluse. But did I say it correctly? Don't
recluse.
Don't be reckless.
You're just throwing me like. Let's see if she corrects me. She loves to correct people. I can't spell, but if it doesn't sound right, it doesn't land right in the ear.
So you don't want to be you don't want to be stuck
You don't
at
be a
home.
shut-in.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a hermit. I use the easy words because that's just I keep it really easy. Can I spell it? I'm going to use it.
I failed to have brought my thesaurus, so you'll have to excuse me. But no, just get outside, smell the air for what it's worth. Have the sun sit on you for a little bit, and it'll definitely help. From going insane, staying inside.